They were connected to various criminal activities within and without the city. They were later to be referred to as the Mamlaka gang of boys. The state versus ONYANGO and others. This is Case Files.
What we did was a successful car hijack. We killed about 7 police officers in that spot. Then we sneaked off with the money.
Unajua hata nikienda nikiriform gava bado watakuja wanichukue. Naweza ni madam mbele ya mke wangu which inaweza leave kumhon sana.
Between 2001 and 2003, police in Nairobi were battling an alarming spate of crime. Daring robberies, rapes, murders were the order of the day in the capital. A carjacking carried out in an upmarket area, a bank robbery in downtown Nairobi. After every major incident, squads of police officers will be deployed to carry out what in police circles was commonly referred to as a city lockdown. But somehow some of the gangsters always evaded the police dragnets. In January 2003, police learned that some of the gangsters behind the spate of robberies in the city never went outside the city after committing their crimes. The gang operated from a base not far from Central Police Station. Intelligence reports pointed to the oldest public university in the city. Those in the northern told Case Files detectives had a hard time believing university students were behind the series of shocking crimes, including violent robberies, murders and rapes. A team of flying squad officers trailed a white cab which they suspected was being used by criminals. They noticed that the car normally dropped off several students at their halls of residence along Mamlaka Road. Some of these students will later be identified as part of the Mamlaka boys gang. The group under police surveillance included 2 fourth-year students, Bernardo Mondi, registration number A21/0021/98, Babu HG, whose registration number was A21/0014/98, a third-year student, David MUTUNYI, and a fourth-year man only known as Butali. The other group included George Mungai, who sold mobile phones at an exhibition stall in the city, ONYANGO, who lived in the Eastlands area, and Victor Mwendwa, an employee of the Tana River Development Authority. In police circles, these men had different identities. ONYANGO had the underworld name of Iron. David MUTUNYI was the Beast. George Mungai was Brown, and Victor Mwendwa was known as Mengus. Today, the surviving members of the Mamlaka boys gang are housed in the country's most secured prison facilities. David MUTUNYI, ONYANGO, Victor Mwendwa, and George Mungai are serving life sentences for a series of violent robberies. Bernardo walked to freedom after serving a 5-year term in prison for being in possession of firearms. For the first time since they were convicted for 14 counts of violent robberies and murder, 10 of which they have succeeded in appealing against, the 4 surviving members from the gang of 9 spoke to Case Files.
I was taking education science. But unfortunately, because of the peer pressure and because of the life calamities, we had to indulge in some acts that actually led me to got involved in some of the robbery activities.
MUTUNYI told Case Files as early as 2001 he had already begun engaging in crime, a life he says he was forced into by circumstances.
I was arrested in 2003 because of a lot of deteriorating acts. We actually got involved within the facility at the university. We had also changed the facility into a hiding zone.
Case Files could not independently verify if David MUTUNYI was indeed a student at the learning institution, but MUTUNYI says they had turned the campus halls of residence into an armory.
The education facilities, nobody can realize that anything is taking place there. what happens is that such things are assumed. But in real sense, those are the dangerous ones so much.
At the time, Bernard Onyango, now a fourth-year engineering student, was occupying room number 9 in Mamlaka B halls of residence at the University of Nairobi. Onyango was known as the Armorer, a man with the key to a deadly cache of arms that were later to be linked to a series of robberies in the city. Babu, who was gunned down in 2009 in the city, operated quietly from another cubicle in room number 19 in Mamlaka B Hall of Residence. Babu had, however, been allocated room number BG 906 at Mandela Hall in the Upper Market campus. For 3 years, Ion, Mengus, Beast, Brown, Babu and other members perfected the art of camouflage, evading police dragnets, terrorizing city residents. Their crimes stretched past Nairobi. They were university students by day and dangerous gangsters by night.
Immediately it's announced that actually they are actually after us. We'll go back to the hostels, change, hide everything there, then we come back to survey and see what is going on.
Bernard Ouma would then facilitate the movement of guns from his room number 9 along Mamlaka Road. For 5 months, their crime spree went unchecked. But finally, police got a breakthrough thanks to an informer who David MUTUNYI now says was a gang member they had fallen out with.
We had somebody whom we were actually working with in our gang. Let me call it a gang. So this guy, we demoted him because of his other behaviors. He could not cooperate well. So after we demoted him, he realized we have gone somewhere and we have successfully persevered into the game. So what he did is actually to give an alignment to the police.
Unknown to MUTUNYI, flying squad officers had begun mingling with students looking for the Mamlaka gang. They kept a close eye on room number 19, number 9 and BG 906. It was just a matter of time before they struck.
No normal person actually would ever expect that our university can be used as a storage facility for these arsenals, these tools of death, these tools of destruction.
After committing several violent robberies and getting away with it, heavily armed police officers struck. No one escaped. Case Files continues on Sunday. Onsarigo for Case Files.